This is we have 160 acres of prairie here. The bottom on the other side of the fence is just newly restored about 5 years ago. This upper portion, the top 33 acres is native prairie. The bottom 47 acres of this 80 acres, it was restored, well, I think it was in the 70s. But it restored quite easily because it was never plowed very deeply. Of course, the Native American people have known about it for perhaps 7,000 to 9,000 years.
Okay.
Europeans found this when they were surveying the state of Minnesota for counties. There was the man that was surveying noticed some carvings on the rock. He, I believe, wrote a small article that he put in the New Ulm paper. And then some wealthy businessmen from New Ulm put together some money and hired people to come out here and diagram them and kind of document them. So, what we're doing, you see the lichen that appears on the rock here? And you see it's almost solid light green or white up there? That's what that whole area looks like underneath there. And of course you can't see any carvings, and of course the lichen sets down root into the rock and leaves the rock very porous and easily eroded. So we're removing the lichen by depriving it of light for a year. And then it has to all be scrubbed off with just a soft brush and water. So it's a conservation project. Well, this rock is Sioux quartzite. On a scale of 1 to 10, diamonds being a 10, this is a 7.5 in hardness. So it's about the hardest rock in the area. And many Native Americans believe that the rock got its red coloring from the blood of their ancestors who died here trying to escape the Great Flood. Geologists believe it was the amount of iron oxide in the rock at the time of the rock's formation 1.6 billion years ago. 14,000 years ago there was a mountain range here. But 14 to 12,000 years ago a mile-high glacier came through this area and scraped off the top of the mountain and left the rock much like you see it today. And you can still see the glacial striations in the rock. There are several carvings here that are believed to be from the hoof print era, about 1,000 years old. Here there's a thunderbird. The thunderbird is believed, most of the thunderbirds on the rock face west, where thunder and lightning comes out of. Thunder was believed to be the flapping of his wings, and lightning came out of his eye when he was angry. There are several handprints on the rock. The handprint is believed to be where the spiritual man could enter the rock and exchange tobacco for wisdom. And when they exited the rock, people would cover up their exit point, which was their hand. And that left the signing of the rock. It's a wolf or a dog. And there are several turtles on the rock. And the prairie turnip. The prairie turnip still grows in the upper 33 acres, the native part of the prairie, and it can be eaten raw. It can be cooked like a potato, or you can braid it together and dry it like you would garlic, and it will keep for many years. And then you can grind it up and make a flour and use it to make bread. Entwined snakes. There's a man with possibly a feather in his head. Kind of like a sun head. It could indicate a hairdo, a headdress, or a man with superior wisdom. Okay, and there's two stick figures. One is that way, the legs are down there, has a buffalo headdress. Right there, and then this one has a buffalo headdress. He has something in his hand. And then his legs, and he has circle feet. Big little Colombian buffalo, believed to be about 3,000 years old. The bilobed figure and possibly an underwater panther.
I have a question. You're dating these. So is it by looking at it, or is it by the picture and what they drew during what time period?
We kind of tried to date these according to Kaiser and Clausen's research.
Okay.
And the style of each
Of the
carving.
drawing?
And some of them have a distinct style and some of them don't. But the style was dated according to artifacts found that could be dated, you know.
Okay. So. By like carbon dating from the artifacts or something? Okay.
Ooh, nice one.
Oh,
Okay. Nice.
It's a grouping of several atlatl carvings. There are over 70 carvings of atlatls on the rock. Most of the atlatls that are on the rock have a banner stone. And the banner stone, some people believe that they acted as a balance weight. Some people think that they were a silencer so that the animal didn't get the warning whir. And some people think that they actually moved up the staff and helped with speed and velocity. Okay, here there's a handprint. This is a left handprint. Most of the carvings of hands that we have are right handprints. But sometimes the left handprint is believed to be a prayer because it's closer to the heart side of the body. There's a legend about the chief who lost his arm when he refused to give offerings so that spring would return to the earth. So this looks like an arm on a pedestal. And the thunder beings got very angry with the chief because he didn't give offering for spring, so they stole his arm and hid it. So he offered his beautiful daughter in marriage to any young man who could find his arm and return it to him. So all the young men of the tribe went out in search of the chief's arm. One young man went to all the surrounding communities and asked the elders for their help, and they were happy to give him their wisdom. He then went on to find the arm, and the chief gave offerings so spring did return to the earth, and the young man got to marry the chief's daughter. So the moral of that story is always listen to your elders.
Where you going with that?
Some kind of a water feature here, like an estuary, like in the Florida Everglades. The circle, sometimes indicating the circle of life.